there was this big, huge program. It's called Bridge. I've heard about it, you know. It's the acronym of Building Respect Through Dialogue. By the way, I think you are all eligible to take part if you want to take part. You know, my project in the Americas was the pilot project. It was the one that was to decide if they were to continue the adventure or not. It was a big success, so the Americans decided to create a huge thing. Just to let you know, it's something like a $20 million project. Yeah. Yes. Morocco, I mean, the king, Mohammed VI, I mean, he donated $1 million. And then the partners are like, we have Twitter, we have Flickr, we have, you know, Christopher's family, and then it's Aspen Institute who's taking care of everything. Maybe you have heard about the Global Nomads? Have you heard about Global Nomads? The Global Nomads, they have just received a grant from the big project. So this, if you want to participate, I mean, maybe next year, I mean, in this huge big program, I am here to help if you want me to help. There's no problem. By the way, these 6, I mean, there were 8, but I did not include peace because in Morocco we don't have this big problem. I didn't include hunger because in Morocco we don't have this problem. So, to share such a project with students, it's not that inclusive. Anyway, try to choose one of the topics you would like to work on as a group, because we are going to go step by step now. So choose one please. Take some time and decide on one of these.
My bones say something else different. Okay, as you like. Which one is this?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you want to
It's not because you need to do the situation.
So I guess by now you have decided on your team. Now please, I guess you have given a hand out. You are all familiar with project-based learning. Yes. So, what do you know about it?
Three. Environment.
Yes.
Environment.
Is the center very good?
Skills.
Yes, very good. Yeah, that's it. Creativity, very good. Yeah. Oh, you're very good. Authenticity. That's a good student. He's a good student. Yeah. Okay. Ibrahim, we're going just one word about this, because normally, if you are, to take part in this project, you are definitely supposed to know a little bit about project-based learning. I know a lot of people, were taught differently, but please, this is the one adopted by BIE, from which I hold a master's trainer, by the way. BIE, it is BAC, Institute of Education. As you can see, there are 8 components. Look at the middle, please, look at the core. You have significant content. What does it mean? If you look at the 6 thematic units, you will find that they are aligned with what we teach in Morocco.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Yeah.
Don't they?
Yeah.
Yes. If you look at women and power, we have women and power.
Yes.
If you look at environment,
Civic education.
Yeah. Which means we have citizenship, we have everything. Which means, we cannot have a project with our students if it is not aligned with what we teach them, with the curriculum. When I say curriculum, I'm not saying syllabus. When I say curriculum, I'm talking about everything. Of course, you have the 21st century skills, we talked about them. There must be communication. There must be creativity, critical thinking and collaboration. You see? And then of course, we cannot start any project without a driving question. By the way, this is the milestone. This is the most important thing that we have in the whole project-based learning. It's a driving question. Now the question, what is a driving question? What is a driving question? Now maybe on your handouts you have a question here. It says, how do we currently engage our students in projects? Now frankly speaking, projects in our classrooms, what are they? We finish a unit, enthusiastic students come to you, say, teacher or madam or sir, you know, I want to prepare a PowerPoint about environment. Says, yeah, do it, that's good, that's fantastic. They come to the classroom, they present it, wow, everybody's happy, they go home.
Yeah.
This is not project-based learning.
It doesn't exceed the class.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not project-based learning. Yeah. The project that counts as like, you know,
Just
at the end of, it's not project-based learning. Now the question is, why should we opt for global project-based learning? Tell you something. Even project-based learning is not the key. Is not the solution. Because what is project-based learning? What's the difference between the projects you have in our classrooms and project-based learning? Project-based learning, students ask questions, go to activists in society, they go to the local authorities, they ask teachers, they come up with a project, they share, they talk, they communicate, and then in the end, there is a final product and there is a real audience. I repeat, a real audience.
Presenting, not talking about.
Of course. When I say real audience, you can invite parents, even if they don't understand English.
Yeah.
This makes them very happy, the kids, very proud. You can invite Americans if there are any Americans around, why not? You can invite your colleagues at school. You can invite activists, environment activists, for example, etc., etc.
Can videotape it and share it?
Of course. Now, why? Now, what's the difference between project-based learning and the global project-based learning? Oh, it's global. Very good. Yes.
Yeah.
Which means what here? Here you are going to like take an issue of hunger, for example, or environment, or anything. Students in Morocco and in South, for example, Korea, are going to work on the same topic. They are going to exchange. They are going to ask local authorities or activists where they are.
Discuss.
After that, they are going to share. They go to a forum. I'm going to show you the forum.
Yeah.
And then in the end, they are going to come up with different final products that they are going to put online. So here you have a global audience. This is why we should opt for global project-based learning. Anyway,
That's what we have said. Think globally and act locally.
Mr. Said, now we call it globalization.
Localization.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, please, we are going to develop our project areas. Or ideas, I'm sorry. The first thing, please, you can go to the second sheet, yes, or piece of paper. The first thing we are going to do is, the first thing is what? Start with your content skill standard. When I say content, please, you have chosen, I guess, a project. So, which skills would you like, or what would you like? By the way, I included two examples. I'm afraid they are not that clear. Don't see them. The first one, it was mine. It was the one. Yes, it was about my schools, and the other one from Lebanon. Yes. The first thing, please, it's what's your project idea? When I say project idea, it is first the content. The content is environment. Is it what is it? What has you up here? Is
Empowering
it
girls and
girls. What is it about? So first of all, you choose the content and then choose the standards. Remember, in Morocco, for the second year, we have the standard-based approach. You know the 5 C's.
Yeah.
Now culture, you have everything. So please try to say which standards are you going to target. And then the content, you have the content. So please, we don't have to do this, just an idea today, because if you want to work on this, it's going to take you something like 3 months. All right. Now after this, move to envision your project idea. It's something like the objective you have in Morocco. Say, in this project, students will do this and this and this and this and that. Please, it's not like in Morocco, say we'll be able to. It's an intention. Please, we want an objective. There's a difference. When you say my students will be able to, which means they will be able, they will not be able. But when you say my students will do something, which means yes, it's an idea. So in the project, you have our the thematic unit you have chosen. What will your students do? Okay? After this, you have this. Develop a driving question. Please, now I have to show you something. Maybe a lot of teachers here, I know there are some excellent teachers in this room, I'm sure I know them. You know that a lot of papers, master's degrees, even people writing their doctorate thesis, end up with lousy products in the end. They got their PhDs. But I don't want to get an empty diploma, for God's sake. What for? What for? Why? Because you start wrong. This is what we call the false start. You know, at the starting blocks, if you're talking about athletics, for example, you start wrong, then you get a red card, then you go home. So this is why in BIE, Back Education, you developed the two brick. Have you ever, tell me frankly, have you ever heard the two brick? The two brick. I am going to give you the two brick, is this one. So, for every group I'm going to give the two brick. It's two papers for each group. This one's for you. Mr. Mustafa, I'm going to give yours.
Yes,
don't worry.
Yeah.
And this one is for you. Please, the two brick is something like this. Can you see that, please, there? Can you look at that? Yeah. The two brick. What is the two brick? It's a cylinder. Please, this is a cylinder. This form is a cylinder. It is cylindrical. So you have two papers there. You can use scissors. And it can help you ask a good driving question. I'm afraid if you don't ask a good driving question, then you will end up with rubbish. Sorry. But this is true. Which means we have to ask a good driving question. And to ask good driving questions, you have things to help you here. By the way, this is the work of years and years of thinking and reflection. People who really understand what they are doing in the field of education, they come up with this. Which means, I want to drive, don't look at this one, just use it if you want to create your two brick. Now please, here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. The first one, as you can see, you can look here if you want to see what this is. It's about framing words. We say framing like WH questions. How to ask a question like what, where, how, etc. The second one, it's about person or entity. The third one is about action or challenge to be taken. And the last one, it is the audience or the purpose. So I can ask a question now using one of the four words. Like, how can we, as, for example, designers, or as future citizens, or as future developers, for example, I don't know, create, for example, a beautiful atmosphere for, I don't know. So here, you use the four, columns to ask a good question about the unit you have chosen, right? Is it right? So this one, please, as I say, don't look at this one, just the frame. It is just to use it to, if you want to create yours. But use one of the four columns, choose one word. If you have a wild card, which means it can be empty, leave it empty. Alright? So like, how can we, or should we, or could, etc. And then ask a good driving question. Without a good driving question, as I said, you end up trash. Okay? No, let me just go back. So first of all, please try to develop a driving question. Develop a good driving question. Come on, try to ask it. Ask a good driving question. And write it down. So, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just, you know, a workshop. So end up with one piece. Go for it. And here, for example, you can think about granting pillars to a local authority. So think about concern, for example. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
This way, those two persons, then you have other two persons. It's like a network. If you have each other. And this becomes a national sort all are talking about this great idea, which reaches a lot of, which happens, a lot of. One of them is a homeless who was about to die, but because of that child, saved. It's like something like that. So how can we activities that we do? For example, this was the other what I said. How can we do that?
Okay. We yes. Yeah.
Another reason it shows us why.
The project civic education. Like maybe it's voluntary work.
You can all use for example, the theme, the type of the project, range, age. Yes, yes. It's possible to share with them. So, do you think you have already formulated your driving questions? Not yet? You make topic. So first of all,
Wash this.
اسمه acoustic poem.
How can How?
by the way, there is a project for urgent project.
Yeah, ready.
Can prepare.
It's a project.
How can you take care?
Have a look.
To be active, not passive.
Yeah, we did it at the beginning.
You have to contribute to the
What does it mean? Are there any people?
setting.
Strong, understandable, friendly.
So the first activity in the IR.
Yes.
So the course is incomplete.
No, it's fine. Just to the point.
Yeah, we are on the course. My husband, my other CEO.
Right now.
Yeah, it is.
By the way, it's my project.
The question is
Why should we not like this? Why should we not for global project? This why should we not for volunteers?
It's a point. It can be a final product. So, you know systematic.
Yeah,
Sure. Let's choose a project.
All what we're going to talk about is going to be important to be considered. Do you volunteer work?
It's title, but at the same time it's inspired. Let's bring our others to
Yes, it is possible. Simstafa? Simstafa, can we have other colors, please? Markers. Markers. Ah, it's good right. Ladies and gentlemen. By the way, before the end of the workshop, I will come to It's my birthday because it was passed by the test. Thanks a lot, Mr. Mustafa. It's so kind of you. So here you know that, you know why? We have a cool president. Amen. First is one moment, please. I will just finish the whole thing and give you time to finalize your final product. So please, I will move on. So, please, as you can see, so please, after the development of your project question, please try to decide on collaborative private project. Please, here I'm not talking about posters that are going to be on your walls. I'm thinking about projects that are going to share online. So can you tell me some of the formats you can take? We did this in the workshop. We can speak about videos. What else? PowerPoints. Slides. Posters. Yes. Poems. Yeah, the beautiful one. So please, try to decide on your final project. Now please, engage local and global audiences. Please, which countries you think your students would like to collaborate with? So the United States, this is like par default, as you know. Other countries you would like to include in your projects. Now, United States, it's taken for granted. Now, what else? Or who else?
Australia.
Australia, yes, we have Australians in Ireland.
They are coming tomorrow.
What about, I have a different thing. What about including people from really different cultures? Some Africans, some Asians, maybe Latinos, yes, why not? We have a lot of Latins, by the way, a lot of them. Yeah. So please try to vary a little bit, the scope of the countries you would like to include in the project. Okay? This one I think is very easy. Now, we talked about interpreting. Now please, engaging in digital dialogue. Now this is another story. When I say digital dialogue, it's not face-to-face at all, it's another thing. By the way, you know that a lot of people feel free when they are behind their keyboards and behind the screen. When it comes to face-to-face, maybe there is that one. But still here, we have to remind them that there are some boundaries that they don't have to cross. There are some red lines anyway. Okay. Now, please, as you can see here, you already know you already know Mr. Jamaluddin Slimani.
Yeah.
And of course, that little girl, that beautiful girl, is one of the best people I ever met. Jennifer Russell is the coordinator of HARIRI United States. These people don't believe in age, they believe in competency. She is so young, but believe me, she is like the mastermind of HARIRI USA. She did a great job for the Moroccan students with you in the United States. When they first set feet in JFK airport in New York, bringing them pizzas and then doing everything. You can't imagine how much she loves Morocco. She has been here something like more than 10 times. She's coming next summer, and please just be there. I will introduce Jennifer to you, because you would like to work with this lady. I know that you would like the best for your students, so please, yeah. Digital citizenship. You have heard this a lot. Mr. Arabi talked about it when I talked first about why should we engage our students in these things.
Citizenship.
Yes, yeah, that's it. And cross-cultural dialogue, we always say it's like the iceberg. The iceberg. The invisible side of, of a culture, it has a big impact on the visible one. It causes it sometimes. Please, don't look at my clothes, but you have to know how I work out. Yes. So over there you can see something like notions of modesty, competition, the ethics, etc., etc. All we see is dress, food, language, music, literature, games, rituals, festivals. This is what we see. But when we engage our students in meaningful dialogue, because we insist on meaningful, the idea of meaningfulness is so important, so crucial in the whole thing. We have to help them understand what is what is invisible. Because I'm going to give you some examples of some stupidity that happened during our, because I've been, by the way, I've been working on this since 2011. All right? So maybe you will see that I'm a little bit fluent, or because I repeat this every time. Just, yeah. Now, you talked about etiquette. Yes. The first thing, look at this one. What is the problem there? How are you? What is the problem? There's a serious problem there. Oh my God. Moroccans, they write cups. But cups means you are shout. It's like, how are you? The other guy on the other side, of the line, will say, I'm fine, but why are you shouting? But the other Moroccans don't do what you are doing, you see? So it's, hey, never use cups. Another thing, do you pray? What's your religion? Another serious problem. You are so far. Of your business. This is personal. This is religion. So we have. Sure. Next, you have this. Sent this by one of my students. LeBron, are you a black guy just like LeBron James? I mean, my student he likes basketball. Basketball fun. The best basketball player alive today is Michael Jordan, but the best one is LeBron James. My students said, "Hey, your name is LeBron, so you must be black." It happened to me the first time I came to Agadir, because I grew up in a small village. I met a black man C'est monsieur, est-ce que vous êtes sénégalais? Il m'a dit, pourquoi? Parce que je suis noir. Because in my small village, everybody who's black is from Senegal. C'est Senegal. All right. Now, Faye, are you a girl? For God's sake. Yes, you know, all right. And then, is this all you got? It's like we are fighting with somebody, you know, physical fight. And the man is like trying to beat you down, says, hey, is this all you got? Come on, you fight like a girl. No, you know, the American, there was something like, you know what, New York, now this and this and this, and my student is so lazy. He says, is this all you got? So these are big blunders, monumental mistakes to be avoided for a successful, meaningful dialogue. Now, best practices for quality online interaction, or the best practices, respond frequently. Imagine I say hi to you, but you don't respond back. It's offensive, it's impolite, it's very simply and doable. You should not do this. Yes. Another thing is quality versus quantity. You can have a student writing something like 3 pages, but just nonsense. Yes. So we have to choose your words. Try to be precise and concise as much as you can.
Yes, because we have this problem with
sure.
abbreviations,
Which is terrible.
is
Yeah.
at the expense of the students'
Students,
language
yeah.
competencies.
Yeah, sure.
Or you should know how to kiss.
Of course.
Keep it short.
Keep it short and simple. Yes. Good time management. Good time management. Hey, this is the project. Our students have regional and baccalaureate exams, national exams. I am not going to involve them, for example, 24/7. It's not going to be like 8 hours a day. It's a project. Come on, it's half an hour a day. It's fine. It's good. I want good quality. You are there. It's okay. Now, all the time we should have like 2 I like and 1 I want. For every post that comes from another country, try to find 2 things you like. Say, I like this and I like that. And never say, I dislike something. Say, I wonder if you can do this next time.
Yes,
Propose. Or what we call 2 stars and a wish. 2 stars and a wish. You see. Now please, here, which media for video conference? Because I tell you, we were having this, every 2 weeks we have like this live video conference with American friends. You know, we are in Morocco here. Because of the timeline zones and the difference we cannot have video conference in the mornings, for sure. Because in the morning in Morocco it is still night in the United States. So we'll have to wait until the afternoon, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, it's fine for them. It's 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock in the US, yeah.
So you can have your video conference. Here you can choose one of these tools, they are very nice. Like the first one, it's Blackboard Collaborate, if you know it. But I was using this one. Let me just put the cursor so you know exactly what I'm talking about. This one here. Or let me just, this one here. This is Adobe Connect. Adobe Connect, by the way, is not free. Yes, it's not free. You can use it with the Americans. Why this one is good? Because you can share the Blackboard here, video, PowerPoint, anything. You can write your chat in here. And you can see the list of the people who are already here. Of course, here you have the Hangout, Google Hangouts, no problem. The last is Skype, this is something you are familiar with. Last night, Imad and myself, we have just discovered a new one. Cisco Webex, yeah. Presentation tools. Now, how are you going to present your project? By the way, the easiest one is this one, YouTube. You upload. This one, I can take something. All your students know it.
Power.
Yes, Power Tool. You know, students they know it a lot. They make. I still have 5 minutes. Yeah. So you have Prezi, it's like PowerPoint. Go Animate, Time Glider, Vimeo. I mean, you can choose anyone you see expected, anyone you see, easy to use. And that's it. Okay? I want you to finish your presentations because I want to hear you.
Anyway, tomorrow There is a repeat.
I'm going to repeat the same